Thanks very much, Darren. Yes, no electronic Chile for me, just because I can't fork out as much money as Michael Brown can. They're obviously paying him too much at the BBC. The atmosphere here at St Mary's is pretty warm as well, though. Bonfire night it is, and there's been some fireworks taking place just over the other side of St Mary's, and the traditional light show before kick-off as well, with smoke and fireworks going off. And at the moment, Southampton are the side who will be feeling the more optimistic about this evening's game, in a bit of a purple patch at the moment, having won 2 of their last 3 and drawn the other, while Aston Villa come here on the back of those 4 consecutive Premier League defeats. The team news then: 1 Southampton change from their win at Watford. Stuart Armstrong in for Nathan Redmond, who is isolating after testing positive for COVID. Armando Broja, who is their joint top scorer this season, is back available after an ankle injury. He is on the bench. 3 Villa changes from that heavy defeat to West Ham United. Conser suspended after his sending off in that one. Hawes moves to the bench, so 2 changes in the back 4, with Mings and Tuanzebe coming into the back line. El Ghazi for Jacob Ramsey in midfield in what looks like being a 4-2-3-1 formation. Michael, first of all, your thoughts on the team news?
Well, the team news are there. The consistency for Southampton, you're looking at the lack of changes that they're going to need to make here, but I think they're coming off confidence. Slow start, the mixed one for Southampton, as you said, last time you were here was a 9-0.
That's one in the swear jar. I know there's a Twitter account that basically asks if any of the 9-0s have been mentioned, so they can already box that one off.
So team news could be irrelevant this evening if Mark's here, but for Aston Villa, you're looking at the changes. Back 4, they're playing a back 5, they're trying to find a formula, trying to find a winning way, and the pressure will be building that the players have got, so it's an interesting game this evening.
So Southampton look like this. Alex McCarthy is their goalkeeper. The back 4 from left to right is Walker-Peters, Salisu, Bednarek and Livramento, who is enjoying a fine season so far. El Yunusi, Ward-Prowse, Romeo and Stuart Armstrong in midfield. Armstrong in for Nathan Redmond, who is isolating after testing positive for COVID. And it's Adam Armstrong and Shea Adams up top. So Broja remains on the bench despite returning from injury. Armstrong and Adams looked pretty good at Watford last weekend, so that is understandable. Emi Martinez is the Villa keeper. Target, Mings, Tuanzebe and Cash the back 4. We think McGinn and Nakamba will sit just in front of them, with Bailey, Buendia and El Ghazi the 3 behind the forward Ollie Watkins. And before the match kicks off, the players, match officials and coaching staff all take a knee to warm applause here at St Mary's. So it's Aston Villa in their change strip of a cross between blue and purple, who kick the game off from right to left in this first half. It's a crisp, chilly evening down by the Solent, and Southampton will come into this game with a bit of a spring in their step after the last few games. They have the worst record in terms of points picked up in the Premier League in this calendar year, but a bit of a purple patch for them, winning 2 of their last 3, drawing the other. So they will be the side that are feeling a bit more upbeat about this one on recent form.
Yeah, they will for sure. The supporters, you can hear the atmosphere, the light show before, it was building. The smiles on everyone's faces around us. Friday night football. But for Southampton, it's a game that we want to go on and win. When you're looking at the table, you're seeing games after you've got some results, and a side like Aston Villa coming in who are not getting results, you feel like that's one you've got to go on and win.
Here is Stuart Armstrong then, trying to get it forwards from the right wing, and he knocked it in towards Adam Armstrong. Always fun for commentators when there's 2 players with the same surname on the pitch.
They'll test us out. At least you go first, mate. That's perfect.
Throw for Aston Villa then, left back position. It's going to be taken by Matt Targett, of course a former Southampton player, spent 5 years here after coming through the ranks. His throw comes to nothing though, and Salisu can send it all the way back to McCarthy. McCarthy pumps it up to just shy of halfway. Stuart Armstrong is clattered into by Matt Targett, and Andy Madley, who's our referee this evening in a lime green top, has awarded the free kick Southampton's way. As another of the fireworks goes off just over the far side stand from us. I was worried I'd miss out on the fireworks this evening. We've had a few.
I think we've got a good spot. I think they're going to continue throughout the night, so we might do okay. Hopefully the game is going that well, we don't have to look to the sky. But Matt Targett there straight away involved, wasn't he? He's received one, and the next one he goes straight in and uses his body, getting a reaction, setting a tempo and a tone. good from him, that he gets straight up and does it.
Ball turned over in midfield by Nakamba, but Southampton have got it back. Pumped towards Shea Adams on the edge of the area. Armstrong hit! Oh, what a screamer! Southampton in front! An absolutely brilliant hit from Adam Armstrong to give the Saints the lead after just a couple of minutes. It was a real rasper that left Emi Martinez flat-footed and simply watching on. A blistering strike, a wonderful start for the Saints. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0.
Ridiculous finish, it just goes up there. Shea Adams caused a bit of confusion. It hits the back of Matty Cash, it falls 20 yards out, centre of the goal. Steps up, Armstrong just hits it. Unleashes a left foot strike, flies into the top right corner. What a start for Saints, what a goal.
Well, Aston Villa's defensive woes continue. They came into this game having lost their last 4 Premier League matches, shipping 12 goals in the process. The first time they've conceded 3 or more in 3 straight league games in the top division since December 2012. No clean sheet for them this evening either. An awful start for Dean Smith's side, and despite what he says about no panic and not feeling under any pressure, if they were to get turned over and turned over heavily this evening, there must be some worry.
But I think this is the world we live in, isn't it? You know, the Premier League, you lose a couple of games, everybody wants to stay away from that bottom 3, and we understand that. Dean Smith gets that, but you'll believe that he's still built a squad and a set of players to do okay. We've seen improvements, and it's difficult sometimes after a couple of seasons. You feel like you're going to be better than what you are, and the confidence goes up, you do different things. It's got to settle down and just wait for these results.
So Southampton ahead early on after a cracking strike from Adam Armstrong. And now coming forwards is Livramento on the right. He's played it into Stuart Armstrong, gets to the byline, dangerous ball in, put behind by McGinn. In fact, it came off a Southampton boot last. It will be an Aston Villa goal kick, and they just need to try and take the sting out of the game at the moment, because Southampton are playing at a really fast tempo.
Really, really fast, switching the play very, very quickly. Good run, Stuart Armstrong getting into a good area. Livramento just settling down with his right foot, waiting for the pass, overlaps there, and he just clips the ball over and cleared away. But the atmosphere is building, isn't it? Fantastic start. When you play inside, start well at home, you score, it lifts you massively. Great feeling. How can Aston Villa, can they do something about it? Good forward play there, wasn't it? So Ollie Watkins just drawing the foul in, just settle the side down.
Yeah, Watkins running the right channel was clipped, so Aston Villa have themselves a free kick about 10 yards outside the Southampton penalty area, wide on the right hand side as they look at things, and an opportunity to maybe test the Southampton back line after that fabulous start for the Saints. Adam Armstrong getting only his 2nd goal for the club following his strike on the opening weekend at Everton. That was a pretty tidy finish as well at Goodison Park. Another nice one tonight as well, but defending for the Saints to do here comes out as far as McGinn, whose effort flashes about half a yard over the top of McCarthy's crossbar.
Yeah, I like McGinn. It was a great effort, wasn't it? He sat there central midfield, he has to go back on himself as the wide free kicks headed away. He has to step back with his left foot, he reverses it hip high, hits a volley central. It's really difficult skill, he does well, just rises over the bar. McCarthy always seen that covered, but good reaction from Aston Villa, getting into a good area, now settling down slightly, just letting the Saints play, and can they go and press.
It's the voice of Michael Brown on Friday Night Football on 5 Live. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. Remember, Southampton coming into this with 2 wins from their last 3. Villa 4 straight defeats, but El Ghazi now on the left for Villa by the edge of the area, worked it in nicely, and then the first time hit from Buendia was a bit tame really. McCarthy was able to get down and make a relatively comfortable save. Should have had a bit more fizz on it, that effort from Buendia.
Yeah, possibly. El Ghazi does very, very well coming in off the line, steps in from with his right foot, sees Buendia is really good in those tight areas, good first touch, he hits it early down to the right hand side. McCarthy 18 yards out, as you said, he could have maybe waited, opened up his face and tried the curler, but he shoots very, very early. Sometimes it can be effective, goalkeeper not set.
Club record signing for Aston Villa, the Argentinian Buendia, but just the 1 goal so far. That came against Brentford in August. It was a presentable chance for him there. And now another Argentinian has sliced the ball out of play in the shape of the Villa goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. So Southampton have it just over the halfway line. 7 minutes on the clock at St Mary's. And the early goal from Adam Armstrong separates the sides. Romeo dropping deep to help out his centre-halves, and now Bednarek plays it to Salisu. No pressure on the ball, so he's able to go back to Bednarek. There is a bit of closing down now, belatedly from Buendia, but Southampton able to just knock the ball around their defence without any real concern. Salisu now advances a bit further forwards, and it's scooped into the path of Stuart Armstrong, central area, rolls it out to the left-hand side. Walker-Peters getting forwards here. He's into the area, Walker-Peters, stood up briefly. It's Armstrong again, Adam Armstrong, wide to Walker-Peters, and the move breaks down, but it will be a corner off Matty Cash.
Yeah, it was good play, and what I really liked about it, Armstrong comes in from the right-hand side, finds himself in a 10 position turn. It's hard for the midfielder to actually see him as he gets a good area, plays it out. Walker-Peters looked like he's going to go left and right. Soon as Adam Armstrong gets an opportunity to shoot, he's itching to hit the ball. He couldn't on this occasion, forces the corner, but I've seen him many occasions, and you just watch, he'll have 6 or 7 shots, he doesn't disappoint.
Corner then for Southampton, who lead by a goal to nil. James Ward-Prowse with his first opportunity to deliver a set piece this evening. It's into a good area as well. Oh, and here's Stuart Armstrong at the far post, who has skied over from a couple of yards out. Nobody was picking him up. The flick on at the near post came to Stuart Armstrong, and he ballooned a really good opening over the bar. Southampton could and maybe should be 2 up.
It was poor, wasn't it? Poor marking from Aston Villa. He just sneaks in from the edge of the area to Stuart Armstrong. That one on the edge, as a midfielder, you've got to look and see who's there. You split, sometimes there's 2. He just sneaks round the back as the ball gets flicked across. He's there, he's looking at the goal, he has time to go. He goes to the inside of his right foot, puts it over. He's been involved so much already, hasn't he?
Camera's just panning in on Dean Smith at the edge of his technical area. He's never lost 5 successive league games as Aston Villa boss, but although early on in the game this evening, that is what he's heading for tonight. Ralph Hasenhüttl, it's always worth keeping an eye on him as well for what his dress wear is going to be. This evening he's gone for a pretty snazzy coat, looks like a pair of skinny jeans and some bright white trainers as well. I was a bit disappointed at Watford last weekend that he wasn't in the 3-piece suit with the waistcoat. He was in his tracksuit, which was a bit of a letdown.
It's always an interesting one, is it? What does the manager wear? Is a tracksuit is too casual? If he wears trainers, they're not taking the job seriously enough. If he's in a suit, are they too formal? It's a difficult one.
Doesn't look like he's wearing an electronic gilet though.
So to be fair, there's a few managers who do, I know that. Sneak them under the jackets, just put them in there, keep them warm.
Well, Southampton have been pretty hot so far. Livramento with the throw, it's back towards Salisu. They just look like a side who have got a bit of a swagger, a bit of confidence about them at the moment, in contrast to Villa.
They've got energy, confidence, and like I said to you, when you start well, it's just straight away, you're up, supporters are behind you. Aston Villa are thinking, oh, here we go again, what do we do? We're on the back foot. The referee comes over now and he's going to issue that yellow card from El Ghazi.
Anwar El Ghazi, the first player in the book after Tino Livramento just skipped away from him, and El Ghazi with a fairly cynical touch on him to ensure he went no further. So El Ghazi booked. Southampton free kick. Southampton 1-0 up with 10 minutes played at St Mary's, and decent value for their lead as well. Salisu just by the edge of the centre circle inside the Southampton half with a short pass to Bednarek. He finds Livramento now, who's forced to go backwards after El Ghazi closes him down, and Bednarek plays it square to Mohamed Salisu. Salisu into James Ward-Prowse, who's dropped deep. Lots of Southampton players coming short, looking for the ball. They all want it at the moment. It's now going to be sprayed across to Livramento on this near side, hugging this right touchline. Targets across to try and close him down. Livramento jinks one way, then the other, then lays it back to Ward-Prowse. His first time ball in was towards El Yunusi. Aston Villa have managed to clear their lines and now have a rare opportunity to come forwards through Leon Bailey, who's out on the right wing. He's got 3 Southampton players across to deal with him. Romeo, one of them, who pops it out for the throw.
Yeah, Romeo does really well, doesn't he? The central midfielder, he's the holding player. He gets across, just delays it. Watch Leon Bailey feeling, can he go and take him on? He just waits, and he doesn't do it quick enough, Bailey, does he? Allows all the others to come back around, but they're finding it tough at the moment. Aston Villa, they can't seem to press, they can't seem to get anywhere near Southampton. Southampton's possession's really good. They're finding the extra man, the linking in, coming in off the line, and that two of Aston Villa sat in sometimes. Maybe one needs to release. It's like almost a 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1. I think you've got to send them higher, quicker. They're all debating it down there now. The staff, Dean Smith and all his staff, are actually thinking, how do you do it? How do you change it? I think they've got to be braver. Set one of them up further up to go and win it. Stop the build-up from the start.
Well, one of the major concerns for him will be this defensive record. They've now conceded 20 goals in the Premier League this season, the most that they've let in at this stage of a campaign since the old Division 1 in the mid-1980s, and only Norwich and Newcastle have let in more. A couple of changes to that backline this evening, one enforced, one out of choice, with Hawes and Ponsa out and Mings and Tuanzebe in, and that backline are going to have to defend another Southampton corner here, and the home supporters are really enjoying it now. Southampton have had a tough 2021, fewest points won in the Premier League in this calendar year, but they have picked up victories in 2 of their last 3, 7 points in fact from their last 3 matches, which is as many as they've managed in their previous 10 games. So on the up.
They're on the up. You've seen now they've sorted the edge of the area out.
Ward-Prowse's corner is flicked on and flicked wide. I think it was Salisu who may have got up there and got the touch, but again not the most comfortable moment for Aston Villa, who, as Michael was saying, seem to be having some running repairs out on the pitch as everything's going on.
They're really disjointed. Obviously the set piece has done them, so John McGinn's gone to the edge of the area, stop Armstrong delivering that one from that opportunity, but still in the middle of the pitch. I feel like they're not getting close. They've got the 2 holding players not really doing anything. Southampton have been brave, coming in from the line. What does he do? Target, does he go with Armstrong, does he stay? They've just got them at the moment, they can't get the measure, but I think if they push it further up they can stop it at source, but they're not doing it.
Southampton trying to play through the middle with Ward-Prowse, who's spun it out to the left. El Yunusi has it now, trying to feed Shea Adams through the middle. Mings is across and inside his own area, just heaves it out of play for a throw to the Saints midway inside the Villa half.
Yeah, it's just constant pressure, is it? Tyrone Mings comes across, clears it away. Again, midfielder free now, just popping the ball away. They're allowing them to set the tone. Somebody needs to make it up. Somebody needs to get closer. Manager's now waving them forward, but they're way off.
Romeo on halfway for Southampton, who are leading by a 0-0. That's a pretty aimless pump forwards from him though. Matty Cash is underneath it in the right back area for Villa and just smacks it upfield to no one in particular. It's going to dribble through for Salisu to mop up, and he sends it back to McCarthy, but that was pretty poor under not too much pressure. McCarthy's pump ball forwards not much better from a Southampton perspective, straight into Tyrone Mings, who's found target. Bit of room now for Nakamba on halfway, brings it over the halfway line, offloads to El Ghazi, tight to the left touchline. El Ghazi, good run from him, but then just tried to do a bit too much and ran into Livramento. Southampton can clear, but Shea Adams' control is poor. He's presented it to Nakamba. Aston Villa had it in the Southampton half, but they've now lost it, and Ward-Prowse can go back to Romeo, who finds Bednarek, and he plays a short pass to Romeo again. Watkins comes across to try and close him down, but Romeo is calm and composed and brings it up to just shy of halfway before producing a lovely pass to find Walker-Peters on the left-hand side. 4 in support for him. Walker-Peters to El Yunusi, across goal and tipped away by Emi Martinez.
Oh, this is constant from Southampton. Romeo in the centre of the pitch, turning out, spraying one out wide. Forward runners, fizzing the ball across. Brilliant play.
Feel as though Villa are on the ropes at the moment, and once again it's pretty panicked defending at the back. Tyrone Mings just ballooning the ball out for a throw round about level with the Aston Villa penalty area, and again the home fans sense blood.
You've got to score now. This is the point. Southampton, you know there'll be a reaction from this Aston Villa side. They'll sort it. Again, there's conversations down. They've got to change something at the moment. It's going to be 2-0.
Just over a quarter of an hour played at St Mary's. Southampton leading by a 0-0, and Southampton knocking on the door as they look for another against an Aston Villa side low on confidence and low on ideas from what we've seen so far. It's going to be a long throw, hurled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, dealt with by Villa, cleared by Cash, only as far as Salisu, who picks up the pieces. This is in the Aston Villa half at the moment. Walker-Peters rolls away from Buendia. Not the best pass from Salisu, so McCarthy has to come out of his area. Gets there just ahead of Watkins, and it came off Watkins last, so it'll be a Southampton throw on the halfway line.
Yeah, goalkeeper had to come a long way to clear it. He delayed it slightly, didn't he, Alex McCarthy? Could have done it a little bit quicker. It's a player I know well. Played with him in his early days. Into Leeds United. Great character. Gone on and done really well in his career. He's not always been first choice, but he's kept knocking on the door, kept doing the right things. But it's a player we've not even mentioned, Ward-Prowse. That just tells you the other Southampton plays generally is always through him, isn't it? Yeah, he hasn't really touched it yet.
Well, I think one of the things about Southampton that a lot of opposition managers point out is that it's such a well-drilled system and style of play that whoever slots in knows exactly what the game plan is. Ralph Hasenhüttl has them so well drilled, and they seem to share the responsibility now. Ward-Prowse still their star name, but they've got plenty who can do the business. Walker-Peters trying to get away on the left here, taken out by Cash, but fairly, according to the referee. Cash's ball forwards cut out by Shea Adams, though. Southampton just first to every second ball right now.
Yeah, they are first, but it's about time Matty Cash put the tackle in, set a tone. Fair play to him. He got a reaction, got something. A few more of his players need to do that, get a little bit closer, get hold of this game. Not seen Southampton, you know, they're rampant, aren't they? They've got a pass, they've got one round the corner, they've got runners. This is a side who started the season poorly.
1-0 to Southampton then. Aston Villa 1-0 here in the last meeting between the sides. Ross Barkley with the only goal in that game just before half-time, but that went against the grain. Southampton winning 5 of the last 7 Premier League meetings and ahead and on top in the latest encounter. El Yunusi on halfway, and that is a crunching challenge from Cash, coming through the back of him but getting the ball in the eyes of Andy Madley, which wasn't the view of the Saints fans sat around us.
Yeah, it was close.
Well, I could see you nodding and grinning in approval at the challenge.
But no, I've asked him, we're sat here, aren't we, saying what does it need? It needs some of them Aston Villa players to stand up. And fair play to him. There's a couple of occasions now. I don't mean foul, but I mean go committed, go after somebody and try and get your team back in it. A little bit of tempo, get the ball back, show your others. I think it can be infectious at times. That someone can go and follow, and it's not necessarily tackle, get closer, shut it down. And now they've got the ball back. What they're going to do there, El Ghazi, yes, one-on-one, very, very good. Got to get him to do that and make the right decisions.
Target with this throw for Aston Villa, about level with the Southampton area. Target has now worked it into centre field. Cash was across there, it's Leon Bailey instead, who's going to have a dip from distance, and it was dipping just in front of Alex McCarthy. That was the only tricky thing about it though, because there was no real pace on the strike from the Jamaican.
No, there wasn't, but at least he's having a go, he's setting it. We've seen him now for a couple of years. He's got real talent, as he can go past people, go both ways. They've got to get him better. They've got to get the ball back, haven't they? Seen straight away there's those 2 chances. Buendia takes his shot early. El Ghazi showed a little bit of promise and long range effort there, but no real possession.
Salisu just outside his own area for Southampton, who are ahead by an early Adam Armstrong goal to nil. Absolute beauty of a hit as well from Armstrong. Not a beauty of a pass though from Romeo in centre field. Villa have turned it over. Buendia tries to hook it to the left hand side, but they have an overload with El Ghazi and Watkins. It doesn't reach either of them though. Livramento can feed Stuart Armstrong, who, falling to the ground, has still managed to work the ball into Adam Armstrong. He's swept it to the left. Walker-Peters has it. El Yunusi was screaming for it. It reaches him now. He's got to the byline. El Yunusi stands it up. Adam Armstrong was waiting underneath at that target to send it behind for a corner.
Brilliant, El Yunusi. He just goes to his left, then to his right. It's a deep cross in, all the runners there. You see target desperate on the back post. Armstrong coming in, looking for his second, and his goal record's fantastic in it. He's just to say, he keeps wanting to score, keeps wanting to set tones, but he's doing well. It'll take time, won't it, for him to settle into the club.
It's going to be Ward-Prowse with this corner, and Villa have shown both tonight and across the course of the campaign that they're vulnerable from set pieces. They've conceded 6 goals from them in the Premier League so far this season, 4 of those coming from corners, and they're up against one of the best players when it comes to delivering dead balls in James Ward-Prowse here. It's from the right-hand side, so it's going to be an outswinger from Ward-Prowse. Cluster of Southampton and Villa players by the D of the penalty area. They all run towards the ball now, but it's nowhere near any of them, and Tyrone Mings with a free header can get it clear easily. Ward-Prowse though picks up the pieces, sweeps it in. That's better. Salisu got his head to it. Mings underneath it for Villa again. Salisu's there too. Stuart Armstrong can't find another player in red and white, so Villa have the chance to relieve the pressure. El Ghazi with a nice flick just inside his own half to find Watkins. Now Buendia can make up some ground. Excellent sliding challenge from James Ward-Prowse, which, as you can hear, the home fans really appreciated. Timed that perfectly to win it back, and Southampton have it with their keeper McCarthy.
Brilliant El Ghazi, little flick, looked like Aston Villa were going to get away. Said we haven't really seen Ward-Prowse, did we? Fantastic tackle, something, he's delivering the corner, then he's flicking another one in, but that's the difference at times, someone just making a tackle like that.
Walker-Peters on the move now for Southampton on the left, feeding Shea Adams. He's forced out to the left-hand side of the area. Now it's Adam Armstrong, drilled ball in, it was dangerous and it had to be sent behind for yet another Southampton corner.
They've got to sort it out early, you can see straight away they've got two in the zone, one front and back. Mings just sat on the edge of the 6-yard box waiting to be the one who's attacking. 4 markers on the edge. They've got to have first contact. When you're doing that 4 on the edge, you've got to block him. Let Mings do his job right on the edge of the 6.
Michael Brown with us on 5 Live Sport on this Friday night. Southampton ahead at St Mary's by a goal to nil, and they have a corner which Ward-Prowse whips in dangerously. Bednarek attacked it, couldn't get the contact he was hoping for. Romeo picks it up and sends it wide to Ward-Prowse again. That's another promising ball in. Salisu got his head to it, but it wasn't a clean contact. Martinez comes out to gather and then is in a hurry to try and get the move underway. All in yellow, the Argentinian goalkeeper, but instead he's just bolted out short to John McGinn. McGinn can make up some ground with no pressure on the ball, so he can sweep it to this near side now, and Matt Targett over the halfway line. El Ghazi gives him the offer short. Bit congested down by this left touchline, and El Ghazi just loses the ball and shoves over Livramento. Now El Ghazi has already been booked, and the Southampton players are going across to Andy Madley and asking for a second yellow card. Livramento clutched his face as he went to the ground. I'm not sure if that was a bit dramatic from him, but certainly the home fans and the Southampton players were just asking the question there.
Well, he's certainly asking the question. I'm actually in shock to understand why he's feeling his face and holding his head. You know, it's ridiculous, rolling around, putting his hand on his face. Has he been slightly pulled back? Yes. A tiny bit of contact on the top of his shoulder. The shirt wasn't actually pulled to any sort of excess. He thought about it. He almost pulled his shirt. At that point, I would say second yellow card, but it just wasn't enough. We don't want him diving around like that. We've all seen it before. You can see the pressure put on the assistant referee down on the touchline, but not for me.
Here is McCarthy then for Southampton. 14th placed Southampton against 15th placed Aston Villa. Not much between them in the table, but big difference between them in terms of the feel around the respective clubs right now. Southampton felt that there was a foul on Adam Armstrong just inside the Villa half. Andy Madley didn't, so it's poked forwards for Bailey, but nowhere near him. Walker-Peters underneath it. It breaks for Ward-Prowse inside the Southampton half. He tried to hook it forwards, but sliced it out of play. So Villa will have the throw.
It looked like Tuanzebe put his arm round him, didn't he? From our viewpoint, we're quite a way away, but I'm looking and I'm thinking I can see a right arm round Armstrong's chest. So at that point, you can understand why the supporters are doing that. El Ghazi, what do we do now? Do you actually change it? They can win, can't he?
Quick 1-2 between El Ghazi and Buendia. El Ghazi get into the area. El Ghazi goes for goal and bends it over the top. Well, the approach work was excellent there from Anwar El Ghazi. Jinked and weaved his way into the corner of the area, but from about 12 yards out, should have got it on target, and it was well over the top.
I really like him. I just think he can do things with a football. He squares you up, gets 1v1, little return, gets towards the byline, and his strength just puts Livramento on his backside, and then as the ball opens up, as you cut in from the left hand side, you've just got to lend it, curl it round. He goes to real power, so he didn't need to. It goes way over the bar, but as he was just coming back to, he can certainly bring you back in the game, but he's got to be very careful not to make a foul.
Rare start for El Ghazi, only 2 sub appearances in the last 7 in the Premier League. Defending for Villa to do now, though, as it's brought forward by El Yunusi, who's fed Walker-Peters. Crossing opportunity for him, took a touch off Cash and goes behind for yet another Southampton corner.
It's incredible, isn't it? The amount of corners, the amount of possession. Just look at that, it's an incredible amount, isn't it? 75% possession for Southampton against an Aston Villa side who supposedly encouraged to play and to get on the ball. And seeing corner after corner. The setup seems to be a little bit better from Aston Villa, but we know what he can do. The quality delivery sometimes can be key.
Ward-Prowse over it then for Southampton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Southampton players in the area for him to aim for, and it's far too close to him. Martinez, who can gather completely unopposed. Once again he's looking for that quick release, and the only option is Leon Bailey, who he's heaved it towards now. Bailey underneath it, great control from the Jamaican there, took it down his chest, but then it just ran away from him, and Southampton had enough numbers back to pick his pocket and win the ball back.
That was brilliant, but I was just looking and saying, who was the person who come all the way back and won it on the counter-attack? Ward-Prowse from the corner kick. It was the one on Bailey's toes. Great recovery, Con. It's a fantastic run, just pinches the ball and wins the ball back for his side.
Just under half an hour played at St Mary's. It's been a good watch so far, plenty of energy, quite a few chances as well, but Southampton certainly deserving their 1-0 advantage at the moment. The ball sprayed in towards centre field. Romeo's there though for Southampton to intercept. Nakamba picks it up now, short pass into Buendia. Buendia on the swivel, gets away from a couple of Southampton players, but then is forced to play a backwards pass to Matty Cash. Cash showed too much of it to El Yunusi, who stuck out a boot, and then Cash crashes it off El Yunusi and gets the throw.
They don't look comfortable, do they? I do think you've got to come back out, playing to Nzebi, play it across, get some passes, get a feel for it, but they're trying to force it to get back into it too quickly.
Bailey on the right wing for Villa. That's a decent looking ball in. Watkins was waiting for it, won by Bednarek, who immediately remonstrates with his teammates to do more to close down the crossing opportunity and prevent the pass coming in. Villa have, I think, their first corner of the game.
Bednarek's there, he's organised, and he's saying, come closer to me, narrow the gaps, we've got to be a little bit better, we've got to stop the cross. This is an opportunity now, isn't it? The set piece, Aston Villa, where can they make the momentum here? Good ball.
It's going to be Emi Buendia who will take it. In swinger from the Argentinian, raises an arm and now delivers it in towards a 6-yard box, and Bednarek got his head to it and sent it behind for another Villa corner.
Yeah, he did. It's good defending, isn't it? But they're all around the 6-yard area, different to Aston Villa's, to Southampton's, where they were all pressing from a sort of a deeper position. They're all in and around the goalkeeper.
Buendia to take this corner for Villa, who trail 1-0 with almost half an hour played, and out comes McCarthy to try and get a fist on it. Didn't do a great job. Romeo helps out his keeper by hacking it further clear. As a Villa player down the camber took the full force of Romeo's boot as he made that clearance, but Villa playing on. Bailey has it, right wing, 2 players for Southampton trying to close him off. Bailey sweeps it in towards the D of the area. The camber couldn't make anything of it, but Mings will get to the loose ball, and Mings, I think, was caught by his own player there, was he? Well, 2 Villa players have gone down, Targett and Mings, but the free kick has gone Aston Villa's way.
Yeah, I just think he's come across his line. Armstrong's going really, really quick to go and try and press. And what happens is Targett comes across, gets involved, Mings then gets knocked from Targett as he gets pushed away, but Targett's just trying to block him so Mings can come out with the ball, but the referee gives a free kick. But watching it back, they're defending very, very well. He blocks the line of him. It's actually Targett's fault. Tries to be clever and stop him, but he's come out the worst.
Well, Villa have got themselves a free kick. Tomorrow our base is Stamford Bridge, Chelsea against Burnley, 5 Live Sport, the quickest goal service on your radio. Ali Bruce Ball is in situ for that one. And then on Sunday we have Everton against Spurs and West Ham against Liverpool on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. The Aston Villa fans finding their voice after a slightly better last couple of minutes for the visitors, but still generally second best as Targett gets play back on the way from this free kick just inside the Southampton half, lofted in towards Mings, whose header tried to find El Ghazi, but it was in front of him and it drops out of play for a Southampton throw.
It doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't fill you with confidence when something like that happens, when it's the deep free kick in. It looks simple just to bring it down, you try something, but Mings is trying to drum a little bit of support in and around him, but it's not fallen for them one bit. It's been excellent so far from Southampton.
Well, it has been a poor calendar year for them, the fewest points won of any ever-present Premier League side, but set to make it 3 wins and a draw from 4 in the league, although Buendia has found Watkins. He's knocked it back to El Ghazi, left side of the pitch, floats it in. Again, the delivery not ideal. Shea Adams has shielded it well from the camber. Rode a couple of challenges there well, Shea Adams. Brilliant stuff. Little jink and weave to get away from a couple. Now surging up towards halfway. Options left and right. Still Adams for now. Now he releases Stuart Armstrong. Target across. Stuart Armstrong goes back to Livramento. His cross charged down by Target and behind for a corner. But that was absolutely brilliant from Shea Adams.
Fabulous, wasn't it? Playing his own half to come out of the situation. Everybody chasing him and then the whole pitch open. Armstrong running down the right hand side does very, very well. It was a great recovery run, wasn't it, from Target. He went all the way, manages to get the block in. Well done, the fullback. You say the 2 fullbacks have been involved so far for Aston Villa. The rest of them need to get hold of this ball. They've got some really good players, Aston Villa, who can keep the ball, be attractive on the eye. They're just not at it at the moment.
So yet another Ward-Prowse corner for Southampton. Their 6th of the game already. And they've gone short with this one to El Yunusi. El Yunusi crosses it into a good area. Martinez makes a good claim. The Argentinian just coming out and clasping the ball to his chest and now quickly releasing to Emi Buendia. But Buendia immediately closed down by a few Southampton players. So they've lost the ball as Walker-Peters has taken it off Bailey. Now Stuart Armstrong on the left, combining with Carl Walker-Peters. Across goes to Antabi. It's Stuart Armstrong now looking for the opportunity to get a shot in. Lays it off to Ward-Prowse. Brilliant hit. Wonderful save from Emi Martinez to keep it at just 1-0 Southampton. First time try from Ward-Prowse was absolutely travelling and Martinez parries it behind.
He hits it perfectly, doesn't he? To the right hand side, it's rising. Emi Martinez recovers well, good footwork, steps to the right hand side. It's a great one for the cameras. It looks really good as it comes along with the old reverse arm. It's good play against Southampton, good set, good strike. It's a wonderful save, and that's when you like it, the reverse arm. You're not taught that as a youngster. You use the hand, that's the furthest, but he brings the opposite one round. Great save.
Splendid save, but Southampton keeping up the pressure, and Martinez under pressure from the corner makes the claim, and again is in a hurry to get on with it, trying to release Bailey, who's come across to this left side now, on halfway. Romeo across to try and shackle him. Bailey can't get past Romeo, who wins the ball cleanly, and now plays it up to Adam Armstrong on halfway. Adam Armstrong's got Walker-Peters in loads of space on the left. He's gone the other way though to Stuart Armstrong instead. He comes into centre field. Now it's El Yunusi, midway inside the Aston Villa half, rolls it across to Carl Walker-Peters. El Ghazi's there to try and block the cross, and Walker-Peters just takes his time on the ball and knocks it back to Romeo. Romeo takes a touch to steady himself, sprays it to this near side, and Livramento's early ball in, half away by Mings, picked up by Ollie Watkins, who said he was clipped by Bednarek, and the referee agrees. Watkins is still down. Villa have a free kick deep in their own half.
Yeah, it was a foul, wasn't it? Drawed it in very, very well. Ollie Watkins standing up and saying that's several challenges now coming in from Bednarek. He's on the front foot, he's angry, but Romeo there just in the centre of the field, spraying the ball right, left, enjoying the football. But seeing the replay back, he's caught knee high from Bednarek's knee, but you've got to get that second goal. The domination's been there, and you can't let this Aston Villa side settle. They're having arguments now. There's 3 staff down there, assistant referee getting under a little bit of pressure, arguments, asking questions of the referee.
10 minutes to go until the break then. Southampton ahead after Adam Armstrong's cracking early strike. Sent long by Martinez. El Ghazi's underneath it on the left, but again Southampton buzzing around the Villa players as soon as they pick up possession. El Ghazi has won it though, and then goes down inside the area. Ward-Prowse didn't seem to touch him at all, and Anwar El Ghazi, who's already been booked, might be fortunate here not to get away with a second yellow card for simulation.
Wow, he's took a huge risk straight away. I put my hand in thinking he's in trouble. Referee's waved it away, but he looks like he's trying to buy a penalty. Big decision. There'll be a talking point.
That'll be up there on Chris Sutton's simulation game, I'm sure, as Stuart Armstrong brings it forwards and then just delayed the pass too long so Matthew Cash could make the interception. Here come Aston Villa again though, but once again their passing this evening has been poor. Although the back pass almost caught McCarthy out, and Watkins closing down forced him into a hurried clearance. It's out for a throw to Aston Villa in their right back area, and it doesn't look as though Andy Madley is going to take any further punishment on El Ghazi for that theatrical tumble.
No, Salisu there, you know, as you just said, the passing's been bad. He looked at me and we sort of agreeing. And then Salisu just puts it right in the path of Watkins. You're thinking, wow, if you're talking about passes, well done the goalkeeper, he just got there quicker.
Well, we've just seen a replay on our monitors of it, and there is absolutely no contact, is there?
No contact whatsoever, just whether the referee thinks he's just going down with momentum and he's not trying to buy it. That may be the only question that he's going to be asked.
I think there is a school of thought saying that perhaps Andy Madley has bottled that because he knows that another yellow card means a red. It's one of those situations where if El Ghazi hadn't been booked already, I think he would have got a yellow. Anyway, here goes Adam Armstrong trying to latch onto a ball just over the halfway line. Tyrone Mings comes across to shut off the route to goal and pops it out for a throw to Southampton. But do you see what I mean? That if he hadn't been on the booking already, he'd have probably given him a yellow.
There's every chance of it, isn't there? But you look as well and say, was his second one that bad? You know, it wasn't that bad, was it? But obviously the pressure was on because the opponent goes on the floor, sort of holds his head. Armstrong does really, really well, and he gets away from Tunzebi, but good covering from Mings. He just pushes it too far, really quick, didn't he? But the ball was out of his feet, tried to get in towards the goal, but good covering.
I saw Loro in his predictions for this weekend saying that Aston Villa are in a bit of a mess at the moment, and this first half hasn't done anything to dispel that particular point of view. Here comes Walker-Peters, allowed to advance far too easily, now offloads to the left-hand side, and El Yunusi almost left the ball behind, but he's still chinking and weaving away from Matty Cash, tried to get the cross in, but finds Walker-Peters instead. Now Ward-Prowse, 30 yards out from goal. Stuart Armstrong comes short to collect, going the long way round on that left-hand side, but the loose ball has fallen favourably for Walker-Peters. Corner of the area, tees it up on the edge of the box, urged to shoot, comes back to Ward-Prowse, centre field. Now it's Romeo. Nice zip about the Southampton passing. Livramento on the right tries to skip in between two challenges, is unable to do so, but Villa have given the ball away cheaply again. Livramento has it, shuffles it back to James Ward-Prowse into the feet of Livramento. Southampton have it on halfway. Bednarek with the square ball, and they will build again. Salisu, 10 yards inside the Villa half, on the left, puts his foot on it, sizes up his options. Adam Armstrong's made a run in that left channel, goes for the short ball to El Yunusi instead. He's lost out though, and Villa have it with John McGinn. Barely seen much of McGinn on the ball this evening, which is always worrying from an Aston Villa perspective. It's Livramento for Southampton. James Ward-Prowse with a drilled, arrowed crossfield pass, beautiful ball to the left to find Walker-Peters. Stuart Armstrong giving him the option. It goes to the edge of the box, and Romeo, who's played it through for Adam Armstrong, to Antabi there in the nick of time to take it off his toes and put it out for a throw.
Full credit to Southampton. They're giving them an absolute lesson with running, ability, desire, quality on the ball, people wanting it, people running off it. Fabulous to see, but Aston Villa again, an absolute lesson here.
Well, if Aston Villa do lose this, there'll be plenty of questions asked about the direction they're heading in, and don't forget that there'll be all the reaction to this game and throughout the weekend on the Football Daily podcast. Big names, big debates, 7 days a week. You can listen and subscribe on BBC Sounds. Throw for Southampton, which Salisu will take it again. He's cranking up for a long one here. Salisu gets decent distance on it, but Cash comes and doesn't deal with it, and the Kamba manages to hoik it clear. It's Ward-Prowse underneath it for Southampton. Aston Villa just look shaky.
They look leggy, don't they? They look, whether it's cautious. People start asking, won't they, what distance are they covering, what desire, how many tackles, how many sprints, confidence, passes. But they just keep getting out. It's endless and endless. If we had more quality at the moment, Southampton, they would have been further ahead in the game.
Adam Armstrong in the centre circle. Decent ball from him to send it wide to El Yunusi on the left. He's got 4 in the area to aim for. Goes for Walker-Peters on the overlap instead, who has won yet another Southampton corner with 5 minutes left to go until the break. They have their 8th of the game.
Yeah, he's under pressure. Matty Cash on that right-hand side. There's 2 players. That's the difference in the wider areas. Are the full-backs getting any help with the runners? Midfield just doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. You mentioned McGinn, the Kamba, we've hardly seen him get on the ball, make a tackle, do anything. They've got to push on, they've got to do something, they've got to change what they're doing now.
Well, You sense that Villa really cannot afford to ship another just before the break here. Ward-Prowse's ball in is cleared by Mings. Romeo is underneath it. His header wasn't ideal though. It's just about squirted out to the left where Ward-Prowse can keep possession for Southampton. Romeo again allowed to advance. He's not a million miles out from the edge of the area, but still able to sachet forwards. Now it is Ward-Prowse on the left. Villa with a bit more pressure on the ball now. Cash comes short though. He's not managed to get to his man. Did it go behind? Referee says no, and it's back for the first time. Hit, which is just over the top of the bar from Romeo.
It's just constant, isn't it? From wider areas. Next one, they can set it up, they can move it inside. Romeo, would have been some goal, wouldn't it? As he opens it up, comes inside, 20 yards out, tries to curl in the corner. Emi Martinez this side going with the right hand towards the top left corner as it sails over. It was a good, strong effort, wasn't it? Just rising, difficult skill inside of the foot as the ball's bouncing.
Last goal was over a year ago, his only goal since February 2019, so Villa may have known that it wasn't going to be their night if Romeo had popped that in the top corner. As it is, 2.5 minutes to go until the break, still just 1-0 Southampton, and now they're coming forwards with Bailey. Good run from the Jamaican. He's now stopped at the edge of the area and just lost his way. Done all the hard work, he got past his man but decided to hold on to the ball for too long, and then the chance went.
It was a brilliant ball, wasn't it, with his left foot. Nakamba sprays it out to Bailey. But good numbers in around him, but the hesitations there. The next runner, as I said, they're just off the pace. They can't actually make the difference with an extra player or extra pass. They haven't got the option. And you see straight away on the corner kick, nobody's coming out, no one's going to press. There's still 5 or 6 players on the edge of the 18-yard area. They're just not doing it quick enough.
Dean Smith stands, arms folded at the edge of his technical box, just looking out at his players. Carl Walker-Peters has given them some real problems on that left-hand side. Matty Cash has had his work cut out.
But we're talking about the fullback, aren't we? We're talking about the fullback when we've just seen a graph on our TV monitor of Walker-Peters' areas. He's hardly been in his own half, the left-back. That just tells you. Incredible height. He's on it again if he's good.
And he is onto it on the left. Cash across to try and deal with him. It's at the edge of the area, by the corner of it. His cross is deflected. Tuanzebe's underneath it. Doesn't get it very far away. Elyounoussi tries to bring it down. Nicked off his toes by Nakamba. It's up towards Watkins. He's never going to win that. He's up against both Bednarek and Salisu. I feel a bit sorry for Ollie Watkins in this first half. He is feeding off scraps.
Yeah, he's not had the support, but it's the rest of the trick. They've got to push further forward and do it quicker, but they look like they've got a half chance on the break when they do get it.
Bailey brings it forwards again as he dwelt too long. He has found El Ghazi now. 20 yards out, El Ghazi took too long, taken off his toes by Livramento. Armstrong though delayed, and Villa have won it back on the edge of the area. Here's Watkins, goes back to McGinn. 25 yards out, scoop ball in, looking for Target in round the back. Target got his head to it, but there wasn't much power, so McCarthy could just come out and collapse on the ball.
I'm looking at this side. I've talked about runs, I've talked about desire. Shea Adams has just gone all the way back from the centre forward position to go with a runner, to go with Target. He gets in the back post in his own box to stop Target scoring on the back post to get a header. That tells you the difference straight away. Brilliant team play, fantastic Shea Adams.
And generally pretty good from Southampton in this first half, who will feel a bit like they did against Watford last weekend, a game that they won by 1-0, that they should be further ahead. Just the one additional minute at the end of the first half as Mings has it in the left back area for Villa, into the D of his own box, and Tuanzebe short to Matty Cash, back to Tuanzebe again. Southampton so high up the pitch though when Villa have the ball, there's no easy pass for them when they're trying to come out from the back. They've got Adam Armstrong and Shea Adams up there. Emi Martinez has the ball at his feet by the penalty spot and is playing it out to Cash, but straight away there are players around them, which is not what's happening when Southampton have it at the back.
Yeah, it's true, but what Southampton are doing, they're saying, well, come on, we'll go 1v1 with you, we'll have a go, it's a gamble. But then they've got to give it quick, Aston Villa, to the wide players, to El Ghazi, to Bailey, and then they've got the one-on-ones, but they're not doing it quick enough.
Adam Armstrong, the goal scorer inside the centre circle, has lost out. Nakamba has it. Last few seconds of stoppage time in the first half. Marvellous Nakamba, closed down by Adam Armstrong, goes short to Matty Cash, whistles from the Saints fans, and there is the half-time whistle. John McGinn having a right go at some of his fellow Aston Villa teammates, but it hasn't been a good first half from Villa, Michael?
No, it's been extremely poor. Been really impressed with Southampton. Energy, desire, some quality, some good runs, some good options. They've kept the pressure on. Ultimately, they needed to score, needed to put the game to bed when you have, such a positive first half. Aston Villa, on their point, looked a little bit leggy, a little bit sluggish. They've sat off the game in possession. They've not done it quick. Cautious in the wider areas when they did get to break, especially Bailey, where I'm wanting him to go all the way and go and set the tone. So real poor first half from Aston Villa.
Well, Villa haven't lost 5 in a row in the league since early 2017 in the Championship, but at the break they're heading for that run of defeats. At the break, Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. Thanks very much, Darren. Perfect timing. Just about to get underway here at St Mary's in the second half. Southampton dominant in the first period. Just seen a stat that Aston Villa have only won 1 of their last 70 Premier League games when they've trailed at half-time. That was a 2-1 win over Watford in January 2020. So the numbers aren't stacking up for Dean Smith historically for them to get what would be a much needed win, but at the moment, Michael Brown, he'd probably snap your hand off for a draw.
He probably would. I thought Fletcher would have had that stat, to be fair. He's normally quite good, isn't he? But he's obviously sat with his cup of tea at home, relaxing. He'll be back with more afterwards, I'm sure.
He's not as powered as you are by your gilet. So no changes from either manager at the break, and Southampton looking to pick up where they left off in the first half. Good assured showing from them. Aston Villa not really at the races, and a bit fortunate that they only trail by the 1-0. Carl Walker-Peters, who got forward ever so well in the first half, is just wrestling with Emi Buendia here, and it goes out for a Aston Villa throw, which Matty Cash will take. Cash goes short to Nakampa. Bit surprised that there weren't any changes from Dean Smith, at least, at the break.
I was just actually speaking to somebody down the line who follows Aston Villa, and they were saying, well, what can we do with our change? It didn't feel like the squad, the bench was strong enough. I still feel when I'm looking at the bench, there's players on there who can come on and change it, but I feel there's enough on the field to actually change the way they've been, for sure. They've just got to apply themselves a lot better.
And here they go on the left with El Ghazi, roared on by the away fans. El Ghazi clips in a inviting looking ball just too high for Ollie Watkins. McGinn keeps it going though for Villa on the right. McGinn tries to get into a crossing position. He's whipped it in well. Good chance and headed just wide by El Ghazi. Much better from Aston Villa. He got a touch of a Southampton player last. It'll be a Villa corner, which will be taken right down in front of the travelling fans who are making some noise. Not happened too many times tonight, but they were buoyed by what they saw there.
They've obviously been said something in the dressing room. They've come out much better tempo. McGinn brilliant. Goes to go with his left, flicks it over the cross from a wide area with his right foot. El Ghazi there just heads it wide.
So Villa corner, 1-0 down early in this second half, with a bright start to the second half, and Bailey's delivery. Oh, Villa are appealing for something in there, not entirely sure what it was, but Andy Madley not minded to give them the decision. Che Adams back there, and he was very clever there, just waited for the contact to come from Tyrone Mings, took the hit and gets the free kick.
Yeah, he did. He drawed it in extremely well. Mings is going straight over and saying straight away, he's got my shirt. He's gone right over to the official, but just settle it down and just try and get control again. Southampton, they've gone on the back foot for sure.
I know what you mean about their starves of options. They're missing a lot of players at the moment. Danny Ings, obviously one of the former Southampton players who's not around, but I just thought maybe they might have taken off El Ghazi after.
And Mings was running, saying about his shirt. I've just seen the replay of it. His shirt was pulled right down. This is a situation where we're saying there's a good delivery. VAR, what are they looking at? A full shirt pull in the box.
Stuart Atwell is the video assistant referee this evening, so it fell on him to see that and warn Andy Madley that he should have maybe had a look at it. Meanwhile, here's El Ghazi with a hit from 20 yards out. Plenty of pace on it. It was a bit too central though, so McCarthy could just pat it over the bar.
Yeah, it was one of those where straight at El Ghazi turns, hits a real powerful shot. You're just thinking any sort of right or left position, but great turn, hits it well, straight at the goalkeeper. Just pushes it over. He doesn't take any chances with it, parries it with both palms.
So Villa starting the second half strongly. They need to after what was a pretty feeble first half showing. In it goes from Bailey. It's a feeble corner, easily cleared at the near post. He'll get a second bite of the cherry though. Bailey now lofts in, much better looking ball. Mings couldn't quite throw it up to get a touch on it. Villa want a free kick on the edge of the area. Adam Armstrong has it for Southampton though. Now Livramento was trying to run it forwards, dispossessed by Buendia, now nibbling back at him. Buendia's managed to poke it wide to the left, and the ball in from El Ghazi's charged down. Aston Villa really asking some questions now, much more like it from them. Mings is up there in the D of the Saints area, but he's lost possession, and Shea Adams has it, just tries to get away from McGinn, and then good strength to nudge Tyrone Mings off it, which isn't easily done.
Well, he didn't nudge him, he waited him, didn't he? Absolutely, said see you later, stepped back inside. He's having a great game. It's been a better reaction, hasn't it, from Aston Villa? Confidence seems to be up, getting the ball on the front foot. Got to keep it up.
Signs of improvement from the visitors, but still down by a goal to nil. And the Villa fans now on their feet and chanting, as you might be able to hear. They've not been doing that too much this evening. Might do more again as Watkins, wide on the left, gets into the area, knocks it back for Buendia, whose first time hit is scooped over the bar. And now it's Ralph Hasenhüttl who is down in his technical area, screaming at his players.
And there's 4 Aston Villa staff down, right on the assistant referee, and I know why, because they're not happy with that shirt pull. They want something done about it, but unfortunately it's gone. You ask the questions all you like, but good work, wasn't it, down the left hand side. Watkins, good awareness, gets to the byline, pulls it back. The shot just over Buendia, but we're starting to see him. He's certainly a creator.
Might mark that down as one each in terms of bad calls, because El Ghazi could have had 3 yellow cards in the first half. So Villa denied what looked like a good penalty shout there. VAR not getting involved. Here's Buendia, edge of the box. Oh, not far wide. Low daisy cutter, which bounced probably half a yard wide of McCarthy's post. He wasn't getting there if it had been on target.
Lovely football, wasn't it? Quick succession. Buendia gets away, plays the little link pass into Watkins. He sets him straight away as he comes up. He tries to open the face, bend it round, just puts it wide. It was great play. That's fantastic, you know, the awareness there where you know you're centre forward. The good set on the ground from Watkins, just couldn't get round it.
Launch long by McCarthy. Mings underneath it for Aston Villa, on halfway with Romeo, who used his knee to just send it forwards. It's cleared by Target and chased down by Watkins, up against Bednarek. He's got there, Ollie Watkins, done really well, down by the corner flag. Lovely pass into Leon Bailey now. Bailey just crowded out, so forced to retreat, manages to weave it in towards El Ghazi, who had it taken off his toes by Stuart Armstrong, but it will be an Aston Villa corner, and whatever Dean Smith said at the break, it's certainly having the desired effect.
It looks that way, doesn't it? It's been excellent, good reaction, and they just look a different team. And straight away you can hear the supporters behind the goal. Now an opportunity from this corner kick.
Out swinging corner towards the penalty spot. Mings got up well, got a head to it, but didn't send it goalwards, and Southampton can scramble it clear up towards the halfway line. Matty Cash underneath it has plenty of time to play the pass, and there are 3 Villa players on this near side, the right side, as they look at it. Down the line for Buendia. Buendia's ball back towards Mings on the edge of the area. Oh, took it first time, it was a swinger. It took a little nibble off a Saints player because it goes over the bar, and it's yet another Villa corner, and roles reversed. They are racking up the corner kicks now.
It's like they've changed shirts, isn't it? The people, it's time to swap shirts, right? Completely role reverse, but great play. Buendia cuts it back. Good effort from Tyrone Mings on the edge of the area.
Villa fans singing non-stop now. Much better from their side, and they are repaying them with the chanting as Target whips it in towards the edge of the area. Mings almost shoulders it across to Bailey, who's on this right wing and now swings it in left-footed. Good looking ball as well. Well, not quite sure how none of the Villa players got a touch on that. There were 2 or 3 in there, but it goes past all of them and behind, and Southampton now having to weather a storm for the first time tonight.
Well, they've got to. The switcher play again. It's involved Mings out on the right wing, sort of flicking the ball on. Bailey pulls on his left foot, delivers an in-swinger. It's a wonderful ball right into that area. Twanzebe is desperate to go on the back. He's just guided away from the Southampton defender. just couldn't make it. You can hear the supporters to our right from Aston Villa.
First time this evening that we've really heard the away fans for a consistent period of time, feeding off what they're seeing from their players. And Ralph Hasenhüttl has just beckoned down to his substitutes, and I think he's telling one or two of them they might be coming on soon, because he needs to change the course of the pattern of play.
I understand that, but you've got to accept, and I said that straight away, you get the second, third goal. In this game would have really finished them off. Expected Aston Villa to have a little bit of a spell. Now Southampton has controlled possession, except you've got the lead, start rolling the ball around like you did in the first half and wait for those opportunities, make this Villa side run after you.
It's Lyanco, the Brazilian defender, who made his debut in the Premier League as a late substitute at Watford, who's going to come on any time now. Shea Adams for Southampton, rare foray towards the edge of the Villa penalty area for the Saints at the moment, who are still winning by a goal to nil, but have been under the pump in the opening 10 minutes of this second half. Romeo just in front of the halfway line, square pass to Salisu. This is exactly what they need, just a bit of passing, take the sting out of it, because Villa were really building up ahead of steam, and it was almost one-way traffic in this second half. Bednarek with the sliced ball out towards the far side, and Livramento can keep it in but can't keep possession, although Villa have now lost it. Targett gave it away. Here is Stuart Armstrong, infield to James Ward-Prowse, central area, goes wide to Livramento, gets it back Ward-Prowse, first time fizz ball in, Mings underneath it, spoons it clear. It's coming back towards Mings again though. Adam Armstrong by the corner of the area, swivels and then tries to get a strike in at goal, and Canberra was across to close him down. Ward-Prowse sticks out a boot as well, all a bit scrappy in centre field, and eventually big hoof clearance from Targett up towards Watkins, comes up in last, and it'll be a throw, and this will give Ralph Hasenhüttl the chance to make that change. And Lyanco is coming on. We're just waiting to see the board to see who he is coming on for, and it is going to be Stuart Armstrong who is withdrawn. And perhaps not a major surprise. Ralph Hasenhüttl said before the game that he's not quite fully at it. He's played in the last 4 games, but they're his only appearances this season after a calf injury. So Stuart Armstrong goes off, Lyanco comes on, so be interested to see how this works out formation wise. Perhaps they're going to go to 3 at the back.
It looks that way, doesn't it, as he's gone straight there. Lyanco's just gone central of the other 2 centre backs, but it's a big call that. After just 2 or 3 minutes of it, so under the pressure, after they've dominated it, to go on and change it. We'll soon see why he's done that, or why he believes it's the correct decision.
Here come Villa once again. It's Bailey, wonderful weaving stuff from him, now feeds it into the centre, and Emi Buendia back heel to John McGinn, the tricks and flicks coming out. Aston Villa a completely different side at the moment, still trailing though. El Ghazi, couple of step overs, and can't fool Romeo, who stood his ground well. Really good watch this now, with Aston Villa roaring back into it. Where was this performance in the first half? Romeo for Southampton, early passes on to this near side of Walker-Peters, the crowd urging to play it forwards early to Shea Adams. Adams is there on the ball, left wing to Anzabi, sticks out a boot and fouls Shea Adams. Free kick Southampton.
Yeah, good forward play. Anzabi just gets caught as he rolls him Shea Adams, but he'll just delay it now as he sits down and has drawn that foul in. It's just interesting, isn't it, how he's gone for that change straight away. See how it pans out. You watch now if the Gordon score from this. It's a great substitution.
There'll be all the reaction to this game, and throughout the weekend on the Football Daily podcast. Big names, big debates, 7 days a week. You can listen and subscribe on BBC Sounds. Just download the app and search for the Football Daily and hit the subscribe button. James Ward-Prowse has this free kick for Southampton. That old saying, a game of 2 halves, ringing true at the moment, given how dominant Saints were before the break and how on top Aston Villa have been in the first quarter of an hour of this second half. But it's Southampton on the attack here with James Ward-Prowse's free kick. Left wing, it's going to be an in-swinger from Ward-Prowse, and at the far post, Bednarek lets it run behind. It's going to be a corner.
He hits it well, doesn't he? Good delivery. I think he knows straight away when you've got a player like him that you can make that run. He already knows just before the previous one got pulled back to him straight away. The delivery, he can make the run. It doesn't disappoint because he's so accurate with it. But it's just now slowed down a little bit. The momentum shifted slightly towards Southampton again. Now they've just got to make sure they keep this up, this Southampton side, with the change, but also a good start from Aston Villa in the second half.
Almost an hour played at St Mary's then. Saints 1, Villa 0. Ward-Prowse raises an arm before delivering this corner kick in towards Adams at the near post. Comes out, well, it nearly came out to Al-Yunusi, but Villa have picked the pocket of him and played it forwards towards Bailey, who's almost coming into a more central position in this second half.
Yeah, he is. They're coming narrower. So at that point they couldn't get any sort of position, but Buendia's had some joy, hasn't he? And he's see him there straight away, putting a tackle in, showing a bit more fight. He's had a lot of the ball in the start of the second period.
McGinn with a lovely arcing ball forwards looking for El Ghazi, but that's been the key thing in this second half. All of a sudden El Ghazi and Bailey are making runs through the middle, and Southampton are struggling, which is perhaps why he's brought on the extra centre half.
Yeah, you see that. Buendia just in front, but I felt like it was early to do it, really. You just set the tone, confidence goes with Aston Villa.
Buendia's played a lovely reverse pass to Watkins, who's by the left corner of the area. He's into the box now, angle against him, he goes for goal and hits the side netting. Well, that was always going to be a tough finish for Ollie Watkins. Surged into the area, but with the ground running out before he got to the byline, the angle just was too tight for him and he crashed it into the side netting.
He's asking for a corner, isn't he? But when he gets into the area, he's pushed wide. Bednarek, I think he looks confident, he realises that he can push him down that line. He gets his body right across and forces Watkins to go towards the line. Comfortable, stands up. Possibly was a little nick from Bednarek in the front, sort of the front post area, to sort of ask for that corner.
Five Live's Premier League Sunday has full commentary of Everton against Spurs and West Ham against Liverpool. Tomorrow our base is Stamford Bridge, Chelsea against Burnley. Ali Bruce Ball's in the hot seat.
Ali's there, isn't he? I think Deno's probably sunning himself somewhere, is he? Is it his 50th, 60th birthday or something, is it?
Is it?
Yeah,
milestone birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Deno, if you are listening wherever you are.
He's milking the birthday, isn't he? He's making it last 2 or 3 weeks.
But football across the weekend. Ali will be in situ at Stamford Bridge for that Chelsea-Burnley game, the fastest goal service on the radio for you, and then Everton, Spurs and West Ham, Liverpool on Five Live's Premier League Sunday. Salisu a bit casual with his clearance. Buendia got onto it, and then, well, Matty Cash was getting away on the right-hand side, and it was an old-fashioned shoulder charge from Oriol Romeu, who, as the saying goes, is no stranger to a yellow card. That is the Spaniard's 54th caution in the Premier League since joining Southampton in 2015, the most of any Premier League player in that period, and no complaints about that one.
Well, I'm looking at it, he shoulder charges him. Is it definitely a yellow card? You're saying no complaints. I'm not so sure it is. Is it a foul? Has he leaned right into him, used his body? The assistant referee straight away couldn't wave his flag any quicker.
So Aston Villa now with a free kick in a promising position. They have been so much better in this second half. Really has been night and day. They were fairly abject before the break, but have been pumped up and ready to go, and they're ready to make a substitution here as well. Jacob Ramsey is the player who's going to come on before this free kick is taken, and you know when a team are behind, when the player who's coming off absolutely hairs it off the pitch rather than taking their time. Nakamba, the man who goes off, on goes Jacob Ramsey.
And his replacement.
He didn't ask for it, didn't he? This wide free kick now from this area. We've got great bodies on the Southampton right in front of you. Do you fizz it near post, or do they just try a little cheeky one to the edge?
And it is Jacob Ramsey who's just come on, who is going into the area. So here comes this free kick then for Aston Villa. They have got plenty of players in that 6-yard box. What a waste. Smashed over the top of the crossbar. Really poor free kick from Leon Bailey.
Well, I think that's an understatement, isn't it? When you've got that pressure on, you go to hit it so hard and whiz it across the front. You know why he's doing that. He's trying to get some pace, some tempo, make it difficult. But if you just put it into that spot with a decent pace on it, not ridiculous pace, he's gone for absolutely everything on it. So you keep the pressure on, keep it alive for your side, but now just give Southampton a breather. Obviously there's a slight injury at the moment from a Southampton player, and everybody's getting drinks, and that little bit of delay, and for Southampton it suits them.
Well, it's an impromptu drinks break, as Michael was saying, with a player down, which gives me a chance to let you know about a bumper weekend of commentaries across 5 Live Sports Extra and BBC Sounds with the Premier League, the T20 World Cup, and a huge night of action in the Fight Sports world as we bring you commentary of the full main card from UFC 268. Usman against Covington from 2 a.m. this Sunday morning on Sports Extra and BBC Sounds. And if you can't wait till then, you can check out all about UFC 268, the preview pod again on BBC Sounds right now. Just download the Sounds app and search for all about UFC 268. So that minor niggle for El Yunusi seems to have been solved. He's off the pitch at the moment. He's just taking on one of those liquid energy bars.
Did you notice how I stayed quiet about the commentary, Everton Spurs, about Ali Bruce Ball? I sort of mentioned Deno, but I didn't want to say anything bad about ABB because I'm with him on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, now then, Aston Villa, just a little nervy moment there because the ball was knocked over the top. Chasing after it was Adam Armstrong. It was Tuan Zabi's challenge, and he's going to get a yellow card for it. I think there was very hopeful calls that maybe it was denial of a clear goal-scoring chance for Adam Armstrong.
Well, there's certainly there,
well,
but you've got to look at the full-back. The ball's headed, he bangs in him, takes him down, and the last weekend certainly.
Well, Villa got done by that, didn't they?
Villa got done. I was at Manchester City when you see Emerick Laporte obviously get sent off, but I just think he was quite close.
Free kick for Saints there. Ward-Prowse will take it. Midway through the second half, Southampton 1 up and looking for a goal that would almost certainly seal the points, you'd have thought. Ward-Prowse whips it in. Shea Adams gets up. Magnificent save from Martinez. Shea Adams with a header from about 12 yards out, heading towards the crossbar and just tipped over the top by Martinez.
That was another good ball, wasn't it? It was about the delivery, the run. Shea Adams just sort of steps back off it as the ball's whipped in. Sort of an outswinger, collects it, heads it right towards the top right corner. It's that reverse arm again, isn't it? Remember Martinez, brilliant fingertip save, just over the bar. The great opportunity for Southampton.
Well, it's been all Villa in the second half, but Southampton so close to going 2-0 up there. Corner from that save is taken short. Ward-Prowse gives it back to Adam Armstrong, who's got to the byline. Danger here. Comes out to Ward-Prowse inside the box. Tried to be a bit too clever. Should have just got the shot away, really. Adam Armstrong keeps it going, though. Back to Walker-Peters. Now Southampton showing signs of improvement after just not coming out at the start of the second half. Livramento all the way back to McCarthy. A few groans from the home fans around us here as Southampton went backwards when they were in an attacking area. Ward-Prowse can't win the ball in centre field and then has tugged down John McGinn. Villa free kick.
But there was good momentum from Southampton to go back over. They didn't need to do it. It's totally changed the outcome of the next phase of play.
El Ghazi sends it wide to Targett. Everything to his right at the moment. Targett steadies himself, plays it infield to Ramsey. Ramsey gives it back to Targett. Targett now to El Ghazi, just outside the Southampton area. A wall of red and white in front of them, but now Ramsey's attempted cross comes off a Southampton player, and it will be an Aston Villa corner.
It's another opportunity, isn't it? Buendia going across now. Will he deliver that in-swinging corner? Can somebody go and attack it? Got Mings, Tuanzebe going in, El Ghazi. Southampton seem to have a good organisation.
Back it goes to McGinn from the corner. McGinn again gets it back, no pressure on him. Ball towards the far post, arriving to Watkins, flags up. Offside flag is raised. Southampton will have themselves a free kick. Dean Smith deep in conversation with Craig Shakespeare and the rest of his coaching staff. It's been much improved, but they are still heading for a 5th straight defeat.
Yeah, they're heading that way, but they're creating, they're getting better, they're getting some good opportunities straight away. McGinn with a free kick, spots it down, somebody's on the half turn and they're getting at Southampton. They weren't doing anything like that in the first half. They've got to put one of these chances away.
Clean sheet's a bit of a rarity for Southampton as well under Ralph Hasenhüttl. They've conceded the most goals in the Premier League since he took charge. Also had a very bad habit of dropping points from winning positions under the Austrian as well. They've got just over 20 minutes left to see out with this slender 1-0 lead. El-Yunusi by the centre circle, spins away from the challenge of Ramsey and offloads to Salisu. He can find Romeo. This is on the halfway line for Southampton. He's hassled by Ramsey and then plays a short pass to Bednarek. Square now for Leanco. Leanco can feed El-Yunusi. Slightly left of centre, El-Yunusi. Barged off it by Buendia. Fair challenge from him, but not fair on Emi Buendia. Free kick for Villa deep in their own half.
Well done, Buendia. Brilliant, wasn't it? Yes, he's got that flair. He's got a little bit of cramp. Worries you so early in the game. He must have been running around the start of this second half because we didn't see him too much in the first period, but still there now. Tyrone Mings over, holding his leg up, making sure the cramp goes away, but it was good play, good defending.
Well, you know that he's genuinely feeling it because Villa are trailing in this game. When a player gets cramped with 5 minutes left to go and they're the team that are winning, I'm always a little bit cynical about whether there is anything up.
Yeah, he's struggling, isn't he? He's limping away. Shouldn't expect that so early on in this game. There's discussions all around.
Here's Matty Cash then for Villa, still trailing as he sends a long, hopeful ball forward to Watkins, easily dealt with by Salisu, who's prodded it up towards El-Yunusi, just inside the Villa half, and then a real wrestle going on between him and Emi Buendia. Free kick has gone Villa's way. Matty Cash has stayed down here, he's holding his head. Can't quite see what happened there. Hopefully he's going to be okay. He's being attended to by the physio.
Yes, he just jumped into each other. Was that clash, but for him to stay down, slightly concerning. Must be 25 Aston Villa staff all jumping up, giving orders, giving drinks, giving opinions to physios in and around him. Hopefully he's okay. Doesn't seem too concerned.
Well, he's back on his feet now, which is good to see. He's got potentially a big couple of games coming up on the horizon. He's been named in the Poland squad for the first time for the World Cup qualifiers against Andorra and Hungary. Another substitution for Villa, and Buendia has had to go off as a result of what looked like cramp, and he has gone off, and in his place is Cameron Archer, the 19-year-old forward. Did hit a hat-trick in the League Cup win at Barrow in August, and also got one in the same competition against Chelsea in September. He is on Villa's second change of the piece. El Ghazi on the left, tries to get the cross in, can't clear the first man, hacked away by Livramento, but it's not a very good clearance. It's coming back in again. Salisu with a good header away under pressure. Ramsey far out on that left-hand side. Now El Ghazi whips it in, but Ward-Prowse in the right place for Southampton to clear. Southampton just starting to look a bit fidgety and a bit nervy, but now they've managed to get it to El-Yunusi. He's got a chance to run round the back of Villa here. They were caught short there. Coming back to challenge was Bailey. He got the ball. Villa get a bit lucky there because they were outnumbered.
Yeah, they were outnumbered. Good recovery runs though. See straight away, but on the turnover, McGinn tries to play him behind Ollie Watkins. Delivery wasn't good. He's got a better left foot than that. But it's opening up slightly, isn't it? As you said there, Romeo just tries to set him away. Recovery runs all around, but it's very, very tense.
Historically, it's been a good fixture for Southampton. They've taken 54 points in the Premier League off Villa, won 15 games against them. They've only had more points and more wins against Newcastle. They are edging towards another victory against Villa this evening. 18 minutes of the 90 remain. Target for Villa, trailing 1-0. Archer, now 20 yards out, goes backwards of square to McGinn. He thought about having a bit of a pop from distance there, and it's played forward instead to Archer, who goes down in the area, but nothing in that. And it was only really the Villa fans that were appealing for anything.
Yeah, I think you know with any supporter when your attacking player goes down in the area. He does that though, doesn't he? Bednarek, he gets tight, so he gives you an opportunity when he's that tight, but there's nothing in it. You can see as he's leaning over, Archer just goes down. He sort of lost his footing slightly.
Balloon forwards by McCarthy then towards Shea Adams. Target can get the clearance away, but he sent it straight out of play. And that momentum that Villa had in the first 15-20 minutes of the second half has dissipated a bit now.
Yeah, it has. It's slightly settled down, but I feel like they're going to get more opportunities. But this is the point now, isn't it? Who reacts next? Who's going to do something right? Is there going to be a mistake? We're going to just sit back in. The Southampton feel in that shape, they can do that if needed towards the end.
Do you think that change of shape going to a back three has helped Southampton take the sting out of it?
I'm not so sure really. I think I would have left it a little bit longer, but we don't know the situation always of the players, do we? I think that's what you've got to look at, and you say, well, we always had a forecast in our mind of 60 minutes, so do we do it now? We don't want to break someone. He contributed very early on in the game, didn't he, Armstrong?
McGinn in centre field, goes over after a challenge by Romeo. Now it's Villa who is saying that a player should receive a second yellow card with Romeo already in the book, but again, Andy Madley having none of it.
I mean, it's impossible, isn't it? McGinn buys the free kick, gets over Romeo. Yes, he just does enough to win it, and that's it. Let's play on, let's get going. Let's see who can make the difference in this game.
Jacob Ramsey in towards Ollie Watkins. Now Jacob Ramsey on the move, just had it taken off his toes by Livramento, who watched the ball well. Romeo can bring it forwards for Southampton, who are winning this game by a goal to nil. Romeo rode a couple of challenges, then went over, was expecting the whistle to come, so were the home fans. It doesn't, and Villa come forwards. Bailey trying to get in round the back of Salisu, who grew just enough to win the header. Walker-Peters over halfway for Southampton on the left. Carl Walker-Peters back to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse puts his foot on the ball and just plays a short square pass to Salisu. He advances a few yards, the ball in towards El Yunusi, allowed Ramsey to nip in and win it back for Villa. El Ghazi has it for them now on the left. El Ghazi though forced back to target just inside Villa territory. Short stab pass to Ramsey, brings it over halfway. Shadams across, doesn't really get a tackle in though. Ollie Watkins certainly is tackled by Salisu. He felt he was fouled, but there was nothing wrong with the challenge, and McCarthy's clearance certainly plenty wrong with that as he crashed it straight in to an Aston Villa player. That was a lucky escape for the Southampton keeper.
Yeah, very lucky as the goalkeeper, not under a huge amount of pressure. He didn't really have to clip it like that, just a safe clip was needed, but it's fortunate for him. But now more substitutions, different things happening. This is where we'll see a little bit of a different shape again.
So El Yunusi is being withdrawn, and it's going to be Ibrahima Diallo, the French midfielder, who is coming on in his place. Did well when Ward-Prowse was suspended for those 3 games. Some thought it was a bit of a selection headache for Ralph Hasenhüttl, having to drop him to the bench after he'd filled in well with the Saints skipper out for a ban during those 3 games. But he is on now as Southampton have it wide on the right with Livramento. He's up against target. Livramento fancies his chances, gets past him, gets the ball in, but sends it behind.
He does well, doesn't he? Target. It's good pressure. He's just got to try and get his foot round it to whiz the ball in. He couldn't do that as the ball goes over behind. Aston Villa now, at least they're trying to play straight away from the goalkeeper, trying to draw Southampton in, but they've got another option now. That's the difference. They didn't have that in the first half.
Launch up towards Bailey. Romeo back there to win the second ball for Southampton. Salisu, he sent that header straight out of play, but I think he did so deliberately because he might not be able to continue.
He got caught on his head just before that. As he went up to head it, he obviously got caught on the top of his head. He actually straight away put his hand there, and then the ball, as he tried to carry on, come back to him, so he headed it out. Wants a little bit of treatment, but if he's going down like he is, I really expect a big bump on his head.
Well, we'll see if it stands up to the Michael Brown test, as Salisu just has a consultation with one of the Southampton medical staff, the Ghanaian. Gives me a chance to remind you about all the other Premier League commentaries we've got coming up for you over the weekend. Chelsea against Burnley are based tomorrow on 5 Live Sport with updates from all of the other games, the fastest results service on the radio for you, and then 5 Live's Premier League Sunday, full commentary from Everton against Spurs, Antonio Conte's first Premier League game in charge of Tottenham, and West Ham against Liverpool after that as well. It's a tight squeeze here. You're in for an even tighter time at Goodison though, aren't you?
It's going to be tight because there's lots of us there at Goodison all along the line, and I'm not going to drink too much water because
it's good thing that you and ABB are such athletes that you'll be able to slip in there your svelte figures.
We'll be fine, me and ABB. Steve Crossman we've got to worry about, haven't we?
So Villa have made their final change of the piece, and Keenan Davis is on to try and get them an equaliser with time ticking. 12 minutes of the 90 left to play. Salisu still receiving some instructions from the fourth official, Michael Salisbury, now told he can enter the play, and immediately sprints into the area to try and get back to help Southampton defend, with Watkins in a crossing position on the left. Ramsey now swings a long crossfield pass, but it's all the way beyond Cash and goes out of play for a Southampton throw.
I tell you what, full credit to the physio for Southampton to getting Salisu to run that fast back into the area when he's had such a trauma and a big injury to his head. I mean, I watched the replay, there's hardly any contact, but that's the difference. You try to go down to take a little bit more time, but then the ball's lifted into your area, you run that risk, and we got lucky.
Salisu will take this throw for the Saints then, hurls it up towards Diallo, but he can't make it stick, so it's going to rebound off him for a Villa throw midway inside the Southampton half. Aston Villa heading for a 5th consecutive Premier League defeat unless they can fashion a goal in the final 10 minutes, which we are almost into now. Cash uses a towel to just wipe some moisture off the ball, and then wipes some moisture onto that lovely head of hair of his. Now he gets ready to hurl it in towards the D of the area. Don't think that was the intended target, but Mings has managed to keep it going. Offloads to target, his pump ball towards the edge of the area. Watkins sends it forwards, and Keenan Davis chases but can't get on the end of it. It's behind for a goal kick.
It's just not falling, is it? Diagonal passes. Mings seems to always get first contact, doesn't he, on those diagonal passes? They hit him quite a lot. You can react off him. They need to just get sort of wider areas, keep the quality going, and people like that in better areas who can do at the ball. But another change, you can hear all the applause around us, but what we witnessed early on in this game was a wonderful strike from him, wasn't it? Just coming straight into the game and hitting the world.
Last weekend they won at Watford through a worldie from Shea Adams, and they are set to pick up another 1-0 victory thanks to a cracking goal, this time from their other forward, Adam Armstrong. And it's Armando Broja who is back from injury after missing the last couple of games with an ankle injury. The man who is on loan from Chelsea, 20-year-old Albanian international. He's scored 4 goals for the Saints, 2 in the Premier League. Now they can sniff the 3 points, Southampton, but they have been undone so many times when they've been ahead. There will be some fidgeting amongst the supporters, and Ralph Hasenhüttl as well, who's got his coat on, hands in his pockets, staring out onto the pitch at the edge of his area. Dean Smith, hand in his pockets, moving from side to side as Southampton come forwards here. It was half a chance for Broja to get in there. Tried to pick out Shea Adams, didn't pick him out though, and Southampton lose the opportunity. Or they've won the ball back high up with Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters surging towards the D of the area. Still Carl Walker-Peters makes a motion as if to say, where are you? Where's the support? Livramento arriving, goes over, doesn't get the free kick. Aston Villa will come forwards. Ramsey has it. Missed opportunity that for Southampton.
Yeah, missed opportunity just before that as well. Chunzebe goes to the floor. He sort of fell funny, didn't he? And he's got straight in. The passing wasn't there. Crispy enough, target comes round and sees the danger off, and they get a second chance. It's going to open up now, isn't it? It's always a dangerous scoreline. Sat there at 1-0, I've always been thinking, winning 1-0, what do we do? Do we carry on as a midfield player? Do I empty that space? Do I not make that run? Do I not press? It's a strange one, and that's the dilemma, to get these decisions right. But 1-0 down, you feel like you can go for it at any point.
Be quite the turnaround for Southampton. Given that with the 3 wins in 4 Premier League games, a draw in the other, having failed to win any of their previous 9 in the Premier League, so it would certainly represent a rich vein of form for them compared to what's gone before. Carl Walker-Peters with a throw for Southampton. It's inside the Aston Villa half, just shooing a few of his teammates away, wants them to go further forwards, goes down the line to Broja with his back using to just shield the ball. It's a bit early to take it down to the corner flag, but it's almost like that's what he's trying to do at the moment, and it's come off him last and gone out for a Villa throw. But 83.5 minutes on the clock, taking it down to the corner flag.
I don't think he had to sort of keep it that long. I was just seeing him trying to set a presence, some nice touches. But once he had the chance it opened, then come back in and find a teammate. But really, he just sat on it, continued to do it.
Oh, mistake on the halfway line by Leanco. Could be in trouble here, Southampton. Rebound's fallen to Ollie Watkins. Cross there is Cameron Archer. Bit of a gift that for Villa. Will Southampton be made to pay? Hesitation on halfway from the Southampton players. In towards Watkins, edge of the area, back to goal. Has to spoon it out to the left-hand side. Watkins gets it back now. Shooting position, goes for goal from the edge of the area and drags it wide.
Yeah, this hesitation in the Southampton defence, giving Aston Villa a little bit of confidence. It just wouldn't sit though. Watkins, Ramsey, everybody trying to get involved, and finally he doesn't have to ask questions, does he? Watkins, edge of the area, comes to him. It's sort of an unusual, it's right underneath. He couldn't actually go across the goalkeeper, he just hits it underneath his body, no real power, just away to the right hand side. Never going to really trouble the goalkeeper.
I heard you talking earlier to Darren about Dean Smith saying that there's no panic, he's still playing golf quite well, he's not having any trouble sleeping. What's the situation going to be like after this game? Yes, it's been an improved second half performance from Aston Villa, but they are still heading for a fifth straight loss.
And I think he's done an incredible job for this football club, from where they are to take him on the journey. He's signed some good players. He's had to go and sell obviously his best player, and Jack Grealish. It's been difficult, and I see he doesn't want to set any panic, but after this weekend, when you look at the table that we're looking at in front of us, straight away you could ask him again on Monday and he might have a different viewpoint.
If Burnley were to win against Chelsea tomorrow, then they'd be level on points with Villa. Burnley are currently third from bottom in the table. It's a big if, but it does show that things are going pretty pear-shaped for Aston Villa at the moment, and they could do with a goal. They've got themselves a corner with less than 5 minutes of the 90 left to play at St Mary's. It has been the quintessential game of two halves. Southampton brilliant in the first half, Aston Villa much better after the break. Can they get the goal though? Trailing 1-0, corner kick, right side as they look at it. It's in towards, just underneath the crossbar. Back there was Bednarek, he's gone down holding his head, hoping the play's going to be stopped, and Andy Madley has now stopped it. And that is the thing. Again, I don't want to be cynical, but you know, if you're a defender in the area, if you're trying to clear a ball, if you go down and hold your head, play will be stopped.
Well, we'll soon see how bad it is in a minute. It was a brilliant header, by the way.
Yeah.
He got right in there, and if you were asking me which person it would have been who headed that ball, I would have said him. He's been demanding, hasn't he? He's run a couple. McCarthy comes through the back of him slightly, but he stays down. And the question is, does the referee just roll it on a little bit longer, because it's still in a dangerous position, isn't it? As it goes to the edge of the area, we know the ball's going to come straight back into that sort of the box, but once it's gone back, I think that makes the referee's decision. He thinks this is my time to do it.
You just wonder if players do have it in their heads that, you know, if I can stay down and, you know, we get a bounce ball, we've cleared the danger.
Well, there's no question that's going to happen. We obviously don't want that to happen, because it's taking advantage when you shouldn't be. But let me tell you, the stakes, the level of the Premier League, your careers, things, people do things that they shouldn't always do.
Well, we mentioned where this would leave Aston Villa. 15th, they would stay in the table. They'd be level on points with Watford and Leeds, 3 ahead of Burnley. All of those sides obviously with a game in hand on Villa. As for Southampton, it would elevate them a little bit in the table. They'd be up to 12th on 14 points, same as Leicester and Everton, just 1 behind Spurs, and only 2 points off a European place, which is currently occupied by Wolves. It does show how quickly things can change in the Premier League. It is an intriguing bottom half of the table, really.
It's very intriguing. Straight away you look how it can change for a Newcastle, for instance, who are looking new manager, new investment. Straight away in a week or so, the table could look really damning, psychologically difficult. Leeds United, I feel like they can get results. Burnley, for sure, they've done it for many seasons. Yes, they've got a tough one, but you know, over the next few weeks they're going to get some results.
Well, the bounce ball is back on the way, and Jan Bednarek is herring into the area, having been given the clearance to come back on. We're into the final 2 minutes of the 90 at St Mary's. Villa pushing for an equaliser, bouncing around in the area. Oh, Cash with a swing and a miss. Bounced to him just inside the box, and he cannot believe that he made such a mess of that. Went for the big heave towards goal and didn't really get any contact on it at all.
Well, he's absolutely swung and missed, and I think his leg's still going now. He's going to have to sew it back on. He absolutely went to crack it, didn't he? It's a typical fullback, almost like nosebleed situation. This is it, to get the equaliser right at the end of the game. He swings and misses it.
He scored an absolute cracker against Everton in September at Villa Park. I was there for that, so he can finish, but that was pretty poor. And is that the last chance Villa are going to have of getting something from the game? Well, they're not going to get anything from this current attack they're on, because the offside flag has just gone up against Ollie Watkins as he tried to get onto a big blast forwards. And obviously Southampton are going to take as long as humanly possible to get the game restarted, as we're in the final minute of the 90 and they are winning this one by 1-0.
Do you know, when you asked me that question, didn't you, about Bednarek with the head injury? When I've took a really big injury, you're running on still, but you're running on like getting there. You can see the struggle in the different running pattern. The two we've seen, they've sprinted at the top of the top speed, haven't they?
Indeed, yeah. They weren't hanging around when they were given the green light to get back on. And Southampton now with a bit of game management. Bednarek just winning a free kick inside his own half, juggles the ball a couple of times before getting ready to place the free kick, then rolls it a good 10 yards further forward, so has to be rolled back to him. He rolls it back forwards again, and
they've just got to be careful here. Do you know, there's a line, isn't there, that can come back and punish you? Yes, slow it down, wait to play in, well, game management, but it can just bite you, can't it, slightly?
Well, it might have bitten them, because there's going to be 7 additional minutes here at St Mary, so still plenty of time left for a potential leveller for Villa. But it's Southampton on the move here. Walker-Peters tried to feed it towards Ward-Prowse inside the box by the D of the area, couldn't reach him. Villa have got themselves a free kick though. Salisu's going to be booked after going through the back of Leon Bailey, and the Villa fans given some enthusiasm by that 7 minutes of additional time that was signalled.
Great forward play, wasn't it? Just roll round the corner, Salisu comes and gets really, really tight, but when as a centre forward, when you feel that contact and you can roll, you can use the body, use your arms to get out of the situation. It's always going to draw the foul. It's going to be a good ending to this.
A minute of the 7 additional minutes has elapsed. Villa have it wide on the left after a big booming free kick forwards from McCarthy. Ball is now spun in towards the edge of the area. Comes from McGinn to hit from distance. Good block in there from Leanco. It's worked out to the near side, and Bailey on the right wing tries to get the cross in, looking for Davis in there too, and Xavier was up there too. Breaks for target, centre field, sprays it across to the left, and Watkins goes down the line to Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey up against Ward-Prowse. Poor pass, it nearly broke though for Cameron Archer. Archer's kept it alive. Now it's Bailey, D of the area. A cluster of red and white shirts back there, just crowd him out. And Walker-Peters now leads the counter for Southampton. Offloads to Diallo. Diallo bit off a bit more Nikachu, and Matty Cash gets back to make the challenge. Out for a Southampton throw.
He's done all right, Matty Cash, hasn't he? You know, I said first of all, he's had a go. Great recovery run there. That's impressive. We're seeing players down everywhere, aren't we, on the pitch? Right at the end of this game, end to end. I'm just hoping something happens. I need a goal. I'm not saying where, but I want a goal from somewhere.
Leon Bailey was the Villa player who was down. He's gingerly up on his feet and trying to run off whatever the issue was. And the clock is running down for Villa. 2 minutes of the 7 are gone.
Mark, he made a poor decision, didn't he? He was in a good position right on the edge of the area to roll it, to keep the pressure on. He's done that a couple of times, I've felt tonight. Do you know, he's looked good, and then all of a sudden he's just gone the wrong way.
Decision making in the final third from Villa has generally been poor. There's been a few times when players have had shots rather than cross, and vice versa. They've got to do some defending here as McGinn hacks it away from just outside his own box and raises his arms to say, why is there nobody getting on the end of that ball as it dribbles out for a Southampton throw?
Since Bailey's made that decision, he's holding with cramp. There's got to be something in the players, and years ago it used to happen a lot. There's so many things now to stop you getting that, you know, that cramp in the legs, things you can take, but it's still happening.
Shea Adams back to goal on the left. It's found Brozier. Brozier almost managed to work his way into the area. McGinn used that very strong posterior of his to get between Brozier and the ball.
He does it very well, doesn't he? You know, straight away, shift the weight, stick in the ground almost, and so you can't move him. Very good at it.
up towards halfway, but Bednarek is there for Southampton. Southampton just 4 minutes of stoppage time left to play, still holding on to this 1-0 lead that was given to them after just a couple of minutes by Adam Armstrong's fine strike, but they've given the ball away on halfway. It's again poor decision making from Villa. They had an overload there, but Keenan Davis let the ball run away from him. They've got a chance to build again with Target in the left back area, goes down the line to Watkins. Watkins can't find a way through. Ward-Prowse goes over and gets the free kick.
Just a little bit of naivety from Ramsey. The pass before to Keenan Davis should have been better, and then he draws the foul. Seeing as you know Ward-Prowse is in front of you, right in the late stages of this game, you've got to learn and think it's already going to happen. He's going to wait for me to touch him, he's going to fall down, but this just comes over time as you get more experience and you get a second to decide what you do and the choice, and maybe kicking himself thinking he's just let them off a little bit, another couple of minutes.
Jacob Ramsey, just 20 years of age, England under-21 international, was expected to be out for quite a long time actually after an ankle injury. Southampton unhappy with the decision down in the corner. They thought it should have been a free kick their way.
Well done, wasn't it? Good defending. Salisu stepping in there, seeing the danger.
Here goes Romeo, forwards for Southampton. Proja waits in the middle. Livramento couldn't get enough elevation on the cross. He's happy to try and see it go out for a corner, but the ball just span back as he was waiting for it to go over the byline. He has managed to work it to Ward-Prowse, and now he is going to the corner flag to try and run down the clock. He's now committed a foul, so it's a free kick for Villa, but we have only a minute and a half of additional time remaining.
Oh, you can hear the supporters, they're asking for everything. These Southampton fans know it's almost there, don't they? They should have put this game to bed a long time ago. They've made it difficult. Full credit Aston Villa keeping it alive, although on a day that's been poor overall. Another silly, they've just given a silly foul away again when they didn't need to, right at the end of this game. It just tells the story, doesn't it? The frustration, the professionalism. Yes, we've seen that reaction, but overall it's not been a brilliant day for Aston Villa.
A minute of additional time left to play at St Mary's. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. Adam Armstrong's screamer, the difference, as the ball is pumped forwards towards Mings in the left back area for Aston Villa, centred out of play for a throw to Southampton, and they are taking every single second over the resumption here. Quite fitting then that on bonfire night a rocket from Adam Armstrong is set to be the match-winning goal. It was a fine strike from him early on, and Southampton have protected that lead right up until now, 20 seconds from the end of 7 additional minutes. Although a heavy touch inside the 6-yard box almost gave Ward-Prowse a chance to make it safe. Cash brings it forwards. The 7 minutes are pretty much up of additional time now. Long ball forwards. McCarthy came out to get there. Leanco took it off his toes, and the Brazilian sent it up towards halfway. Shea Adams has it. They just need to keep possession now, Southampton. Walker-Peters, left wing. The whistle goes. Southampton have the win. It's another defeat for Aston Villa. Southampton in a good vein of form now. They've won 3 of their last 4 in the Premier League. But for Dean Smith and Aston Villa, the slump continues. 5 defeats in a row. Southampton 1, Aston Villa 0. Michael Graham.
That was a really entertaining game, an excellent first half from the Southampton side, who I thought were very impressive, dynamic, quality on the ball, switching play, creating opportunities. Aston Villa side struggle. Yes, we've seen that reaction, we've seen the change from Southampton to try and counter that. Villa on the day just didn't obviously put the chances away. Yes, they got a bit more possession, but really shots on target, decision making at the end, making poor decisions, giving fouls away. Real entertaining game. Southampton should have put it to bed earlier.
Well, Villa could be in the relegation zone come the end of the weekend. Southampton up to 12, full time at St Mary's. Southampton 1, Villa 0.